welcome back. If you've been here before, you know I'm Susan, and you know anything can happen on this channel. It started out, my plan was to do upcycle crafty things and projects and journaling and planning and talk about mental health and physical health and preventive care and things like that. I think really that just means I can come on here and be my ADHD self. And that description covers all of it. Before I start, I want to show y'all some things. I know I told y'all my daughter came to town Tuesday and spent the day with me, and we exchanged our gifts and everything. I've got to show y'all something. This might be one of the best Christmas gifts I've ever gotten. Well, I can't say that. My daughter was born, my oldest daughter was born the day after Christmas. So she will forever and always be the best Christmas gift. I went to the hospital in labor on Christmas Day, and all Christmas night was in labor, and the next morning my doctor came in and did a C-section. But she will forever be my best Christmas present ever. We are probably more alike than either of us would like to admit, because we do butt heads sometimes, but I'm proud of how strong she is. All three of my kids are really strong. I raised them to have a voice and to stand up for the underdog and fight for the underdog and fight for themselves. And as you learn more about me, you'll understand why I worked so hard to give them that power. But she bought a pair of boots for a concert she was going to probably a year ago and did not try them on first. Sent me a picture, and she knew I was in love with them. She got home and they were too small for her, which was convenient for me because they're only my favorite color and one of my favorite styles of boots. I have one other pair of boots, this style, but they come up a little too high for me, and they're a pair of old Doc Martens that were patent leather. The zippers broke. I sewed the zippers closed, but they lace up really high, and so every time I want to wear them, I have to unlace and lace them back up to get my foot in them, and the patent leather has cracked and peeled. So they look really rough now. I'm thinking about painting them. But y'all, look what she gave me. Da, 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 da. What? These are not Doc Martens. These are Steve Madden from the little girls department. Y'all, oh my gosh. Now I'm going to tell you something. It's been in the 70s here in South Louisiana. I know, middle of December, a week from Christmas, and I'm wearing shorts today with my tennis shoes. I've worn these every day since she gave them to me. Get up, put on my blue jean shorts, put on my boots, put on a pair of athletic leggings. I'm gonna put on my boots because I'm loving them. They're so comfortable, and I think they're just beautiful. And she knew her mama. She really knew her mama. Now, the other thing she brought me that I am in love with, she knows her mama. I said it a while ago. I don't get into designer bags and things like that because I feel like I try to live a conservative, frugal life. This particular brand I found because when I started my weight loss journey, I was losing weight really fast. I couldn't afford to go buy new clothes every 2 weeks. So I started selling my larger sizes on Poshmark and buying smaller sizes on Poshmark. One day I found this bag. I don't know how it came up on my feed. I had never heard of the lady before, the designer. I had never heard of her before. I had never seen any of her items before. But this bag popped up and I loved it. I like the tassel. I like the distressed looking leather. It's a shoulder bag, or you can lengthen this to be a crossbody. It can also go through here and hook down here to be a backpack. It's got a big zipper pocket here, which is where I keep my protection. Not that kind of protection, my protection against people that protection, you know. It's got a big pocket here, and then this unzips at the top, and it has a zipper pocket inside and 2 slip pockets and a lot of room. Anyway, Patricia Nash is the designer. And so I bought this first bag and got a great deal on it because when it came in, I was like, okay, now I've got to check this out. I need to look at her other pieces. It's really thick leather. I think I paid $30 for it, and they retail from like $2.50 to $2.99, so I got a great deal on it. Since then, I have added a couple of more Patricia Nash pieces, but always, always, always from the secondhand market. I never bought anything new until over the summer. My son sent me some money on Venmo for Mother's Day and said, you know, take yourself out to eat or go get your nails done or whatever. I don't get my nails done. I do my nails at home because I have a little OCD and I pick at them. I went to school to do nails, and so I'm really, really, really picky, and I always leave feeling like, I leave a salon feeling like, well, I probably could have done better myself. But even when I do it myself, I pick at them. So I just don't spend money on that anymore. Not even to do it myself. I haven't done it myself in several years. I just wear 98-cent LA Color nail polish from Walmart. There's Lovebug coming to say hello. Anyway, so when my son sent me the money to do what I wanted to do for Mother's Day, I went to TJ Maxx and I found a Patricia Nash bag because they do sell them there after they're marked down in department stores like Dillard's and Macy's. They sell them at TJ Maxx at a reduced price, usually a decent price, but still more than I like to spend. Well, I bought my first new Patricia Nash piece over the summer with Mother's Day money that my son sent me, and I got a pretty, it's called chalk. It looks like a pearl white. It's a little bit cream, but it's got like a pearl finish to it. It's a nice handbag. I've used it a couple of times. I probably used it for a couple of weeks when I first got it. Then I put it back in the dust bag and packed it away because it's so nice. And I'm rough and I'm far more casual like. Well, my daughter was shopping for her Secret Santa gifts at work and FaceTimed me. She's like, Mom, I'm at TJ Maxx. I want you to go ahead and pick out what you want. Y'all, it's a Patricia Nash, I believe it's called a Cassis card wallet. It's got everything I needed. I was using a little fossil keychain type, and it kind of was stretched out. I have a lot of cards because of insurance and things like I have to carry a medical card that gives the information on my lens implant and stuff like that. This one unsnaps. It's got cards here, flips down, and has a pocket for your license or ID. Has more pockets here. Has pockets on the back. Whoops, let me see if I can get it snapped. I have the tag still on it because I'm trying to decide if it's going to be big enough. I have something else coming in the mail that's from Shannon for Christmas. It's got cards on the back, or slots for cards, and then you've got room for change in here. And it's beautiful. Y'all, retail, it is a Cassis ID Distressed Vintage in berry red, and the retail is $49. She got it for $19.99 at TJ Maxx, and I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I don't care if she got it for $5. That doesn't mean anything to me. It's meaningful to me because she saw that brand and she knew who it was, and she knows how I like it, and she knew I had been looking for some kind of a wallet. So, yeah, she did that and then took me out to eat Mexican food. But I wanted to show y'all because Christmas came early and it's been pretty awesome. Again, let's go again. Y'all know I'm squirrels everywhere. not really in my house. But I think when it gets really cold, we do have one that gets through the siding somewhere around our roof. Of course, I don't know why I hear it downstairs. We're in a 2-story house, and when I'm downstairs, if he's in the roof, I shouldn't hear him. Maybe he's in the side. Our upstairs is not as big as our downstairs, so maybe he's in the little roof area that's from downstairs that doesn't have an upstairs on it. I don't know. I hear something, and our cats hear it, and they know it's there, and they want it so bad. But anyway, a lot of things to talk about. Have y'all, I'm just going to put it out there, I'm 58. I feel 24 most of the time. Sometimes I have bad days and I feel 108, but I'm not. And if I were, I would just keep rolling, because that's what I'm planning to do for the rest. I'm just going to keep on rolling. I'm going to live to be at least 100. I made that decision several years back, and then I began making lifestyle changes that would help facilitate that. I want to live to be 100 years old. I want to be an active 100-year-old. I'm not going to say I won't be in a nursing home, because I could be in some sort of assisted living facility, but I'm going to be fun. You need to know that. I'm going to be at every bingo game. I'm going to be at every line dance class. I'm going to be the one cutting up and causing trouble. And my kids are going to be sneaking margaritas into me. I already know it. Fireball and margaritas. I know it because I know my kids and I love them. And they'll do that for their mama. Anyway, I used to be very funny about things like makeup and hair care and body care and all that. Like, I can remember growing up, on a Saturday morning, my dad might be out cutting grass, and he would be like, hey, I need you to run down to the store and fill up the gas can for me. Wait, I've got to take a shower and do my hair and put on my makeup first. Now, y'all, I was probably 16. What? To go to the gas station. I went through the periods of, Clinique makeup, and you've got to have the pretty bar soap and the toner and the moisturizer and this and that. And y'all, I thought about this morning when I bathed. I used a bar of Ivory soap. I put on Jergens lotion afterwards. I do have some face care that's separate from my body care, and it's a couple of different products, but they're from Dollar Tree. And then when I decided I was trying to put on a little bit of makeup, I put on some of the old Coty Airspun powder, you know, in that little leopardy looking container. Put that on, and then I pulled out a $1.25 LA Colors pencil. There's a 3-in-1 for your cheeks, eyes, and lips, and put that on me. And then put on some $2 Temu mascara and an LA Colors gloss that I got from Dollar Tree also. And I don't want to do more than that, y'all. I mean, once a year when I go to the Mardi Gras ball, like this past year was the first time I ever had somebody else do my makeup. Well, I mean, my daughter did it for me before, but I had a trained professional makeup artist do my makeup for the ball this year. She put on so much stuff. I loved it. I felt like a princess, and I felt so beautiful. But that's just not me, y'all. I can't do all that. I feel like the older I get, my priorities, hey, kitty, come on, sit down. If that's what you need to do, sit down. My priorities have changed. I don't want to spend money on those things. I don't want to spend time on those things. I don't know. I was just wondering if I'm the only one. I mean, I know some people, as they age, get more heavily involved with skincare and things like that, and products. And, you know, I know that my daughters love to go to Bath and Body Works and buy the bath and shower gel and buy the lotion and the body spray and the da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. I'm to the point now where, well, when my daughter and I were shopping back in the summer and went to get that purse, I bought a pack of 3 Juicy Couture perfumes that are little roller balls. I carry one in my purse. I have the other 2 in the bathroom, and that's just what I use because that's what I have. I mean, I'm not going to put something on that's stinky just because I have it, but I'm not, I do have a favorite. My absolute favorite fragrance in the whole wide world is, well, there are two. One is Chanel No. 5, of course, but it's a little pricey. So the only Chanel No. 5 I have right now is in a little sample bottle that one of my good friends gave me when she bought some Chanel products for herself. And the other one is actually called I Am Trash. I don't have the little book in here with me. It came in like an Ipsy bag or something. It was a sample size. And I can't think of the company, but I love that it's almost like a recycle, upcycle thing. Most fragrances are made from the first pressing of the flower petals and stuff. This company takes that from the first pressing and reuses it. And so it's made from what would be trash, but it's not trash. And it has the most beautiful fragrance. I love it. But you can't walk around going, yeah, I smell like trash. I am trash. What do you wear? Oh, you smell really good. I am trash. So, and it's very expensive. It's as expensive, if not more expensive than Chanel No. 5. So, I like Philosophy, Amazing Grace. I have one of those little roll-ons that I carry. And then I have those 3 juicy roll-ons that I have. And I am certainly not above buying something at Walmart if I like it. I have a dupe of the Sol de Janeiro or whatever. I have one of the dupes that I bought on Temu. It smells good. It's like caramel or vanilla or something, but I know I can find something that smells like that in Walmart too. Anyway, I was just wondering if I'm the only one that, as they have gotten older, feels like they're less maintenance driven and would rather have, like, I think I need 3 kinds of lip colors. I think everybody needs a red. I feel like I love my pink, the one that I have on. And then I have a metallic, not a nude, kind of a pinky brown metallic, I guess you would call it. I'm not sure what to call it. And whatever I use on my lips, I tend to use on my cheeks and my eyes too. Unless I'm doing something big and I'm putting on eyeliner and 3 colors of eyeshadow and all that. I have one palette that I use for that kind of thing. Anyway, I was just wondering if I'm the only one that feels like as they've gotten older, those things are not, they're just not as attractive to me as they used to be. I could spend hundreds of dollars, and I don't even mean in Ulta or Sephora. I could spend hundreds of dollars in Walmart on makeup, and they sell some cheap makeup, but I could do it. I don't care about that anymore. I just want to relax and enjoy my life, you know? Anyway, the next thing I wanted to talk about, I've had a couple people ask me about my tattoos. Okay, we're going to go in chronological order. I was like 53 when I got my first one, maybe 52 growing up. My grandfather was retired from the Navy, and even after he retired from the Navy, he still worked on boats. He was a sailor, and he had tattoos on his arms and legs and chest and hands, and I can remember sitting in his lap and tracing them and thinking they were like a coloring book, like, you know, it would be fun. What if I could color these? And he had a hula dancer that he could flex his arm and she wiggled like she was dancing, and so that's where my love for tattoos started. But I also grew up in a home with a mother who told me I would burn in hell for all eternity if I marked my body like that. So I was like 52 when I did it. And society has changed about that too. I mean, when my kids were growing up, there were other moms that had tattoos, but it was usually, people were like, I finally reached a point where I didn't care anymore. After I went through my divorce, I was a single mom, struggling hard, working hard, trying to keep it all together, and decided it was time to live for me a little bit. For my kid, you know, for my kids, but for me. And so I got this. This was my first tattoo. It is an anchor with a banner that says love and a rose on it. And that represents, of course, the anchor represents my grandfather. He and my grandmother divorced long before I was ever born. My mother was like 7, I think, when they got divorced. They divorced and remarried and got divorced again. But anyway, my papa and my mama could talk so much smack about one another, but would fight to the death if somebody else tried to talk about the other. So they still had a love there. They just couldn't be together. And I understand that. I mean, there are people that are like that. They both remarried before I was born. They were both remarried before I was born and married the most amazing people in the world. I called them by their first name. I don't know what people normally do in a situation like that. George, my mom Maggie married George, Papa Jack married Hilmer, and they never treated us any different than they treated their own grandkids or anything like that. Well, George didn't have grandkids. That's a whole other story. He was like 21 and my grandmother was 40 when they got married. So he was 21 and got married in January. I was born in July. He was a 21-year-old papa and had never even had kids. So he was fun. He would dress like Santa Claus. He would put us in cardboard boxes and push us down hills when it was snowy. Not snowy, but when we would have snow and the grass would be frozen. He played with us. He was the best thing ever. Big circle, big circle, big circle. There was a song back then, late 60s, early 70s, a country song, I Never Promised You a Rose Garden. That rose represents him and my mama, because I can remember him singing that song to her, and because my mama could grow anything. I think she could grow an orchid from a rock and a grain of salt. Like, she just had the greenest thumb of anybody I knew. The anchor represents my papa. The love banner is because those were the 4 people in my life that I knew growing up loved me unconditionally. They didn't love me because I made good grades. They didn't love me because I was well behaved. They didn't love me because I listened so good. They just loved me. And I knew that. So that banner, that's what that banner is. That was my first tattoo. So next weekend, I was worried about if it was healing right or not. I was a little nervous, first tattoo and all that. And my friend David Cohen did that tattoo. He was married to my good friend Kelly at the time, and he had done all of her tattoos, and I knew when I got one, not if, but I knew when I was ready for one, I wanted him to do it. So he did the first one. It was great. It didn't hurt. I was shocked that it didn't hurt. So the next week I went to let him look at it to make sure it was healing right, and I got this tattoo, the bow. I'm trying to figure out how I can show y'all this bow. It's twisty though. When I do that, it's twisty. The bow. I got that the next week. I went in. I knew I wanted something. I wanted something in my mind. I wanted something girly. Well, what's more girly than a bow? I thought it was going to be pink. It's a little more red than I expected, but then it's not as red as on this swallow. But I wanted something girly, and I picked out the bow, told him I wanted pink, and he did it. And that tattoo, after that one, was when I realized that some people say that the pain of a tattoo is a release. It didn't so much feel like that to me, but I felt like I had an epiphany after each one. So the girly pink bow that I got, after I got it, for about 4 days, I went through this real emotional kind of, what is this really thing? And I figured out that it mourns the little girl lost. When my father and grandfather began abusing me, it mourns the little girl lost and who she might have been if she had had a safe and happy childhood. but it also is a reminder that every day is a gift, and we wake up new every day, and it's a gift. Like, just waking up is a huge gift. So really, like, each one, I went into a weird emotional time afterwards. I did after this one. I thought I was just getting the anchor from my papa and the rose from my mama. Yeah, mama. Afterwards was when it really hit me about the unconditional love part. Really hit home. My next one, I think the next one was the plane on my finger. I think anybody who has a couple of tattoos probably has one that they're like, I don't know what I was thinking. Well, I knew what I was thinking. I wasn't planning to get a tattoo that night. I have a cousin who has no tattoos. Well, she does now. She did not have any tattoos. And she used to say, if I ever get one, I'm getting a little airplane on my middle finger so I can tell my grandkids it's because their mama likes to travel, but it's really because I just don't give a flying. Well, she and her sister, my other cousin, and we grew up, we're really close because there were times in our lives when we all lived together growing up. Our parents were very close. And then as adults, we lived together at different times. Just spent a lot of time together, and their daddy was more like a daddy to me than my own father was. So we're very close. The three of us and my two daughters went out of town glamping for a girls' weekend, and Teresa is the one who didn't have any tattoos. Well, Teresa drinks beer. Teresa doesn't usually drink liquor type things. We were listening to a band. We all love to dance. We were listening to a band at this little seafood restaurant down in South Louisiana. And it's funny because now I know it was a half mile from where I live or less. I was this close to my boyfriend and didn't even know it. I could have walked to his house from where we were, which is crazy. But now that when we figured that out, it was very, very weird. But I got her drinking some kind of blue drink with little gummy fish and worms in it. And we got in the car to leave there. And we pulled up at a tattoo shop. And she's like, oh, what are we doing here? Well, you're getting a tattoo tonight. Ha ha, we're surprising you. Well, she went in and told them what she wanted. And they looked at some pictures and stuff. And they found the little plane. But then she got scared and said she couldn't do it by herself. So my oldest daughter and I got it too. The three of us got the little airplane tattoo. After that, my youngest daughter wanted to get it but didn't have a birth certificate with her. And so they wouldn't let me sign for her because I couldn't prove I was her mother or something weird. You know, she was underage and they wouldn't do hers. The oldest daughter and Teresa, my cousin, and I got that one. I don't regret it, but it's funny because sometimes it's very awkward when somebody asks me about it. I have to like, I don't like to tell everybody what it stood for when we got it. Since that time, our friend Ray went to Las Vegas. She got it while she was gone. Then my brother got it. So he's the first male in our little gang. Jamie, who did not get it the first time we were there, that was a long story behind that. She's got it now. She and my brother got them together when we were in Denham Springs last summer, maybe. We all went together, and she and my brother got them done. So yeah, that's the airplane. Now, after the airplane, my next one was, I'm trying to think, this one. My papa had these birds on his chest. They were just blue though, and they were so pretty. He's actually my mother's first cousin, but he's younger than I am. You know, families back then had not big age gaps, but they would have so many children that between the oldest and youngest, there would be so many years. So my mother has an uncle that was significantly younger than her father. Well, by the time he had children, they were younger than me. So Johnny is a tattoo artist in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Johnny Blues. And he and I are Facebook friends. I had not seen him in person in years, since before my grandfather and great-grandmother passed away. But we had been communicating on Facebook, and he kept telling me, when you get to Hot Springs, come see me. I'm gonna hook you up. I'm gonna hook you up. Well, I went to Hot Springs with another cousin and some of her friends, and we went to see him, and he said, what do you want? And I'm like, well, I want you to surprise me. And he's like, yeah, no, we don't do that here. We don't surprise people. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what I want. I just want you to do something because I know it'll be meaningful. And so we talked about the anchor, we talked about the bow, we talked about the airplane, and talked about how my papa was how he fell in love with tattoos also, and became a tattoo artist. And he did this for me. I think it's beautiful. Then a Friday the 13th tattoo with my daughter. Let's see if I can do this. I got a lotus. They were doing $13 tattoos one night. Well, 13 with a tip is $20 tattoos for Friday the 13th. My daughter and I were out going to a daiquiri shop one night, and we're like, hey, let's go get a tattoo. I got the lotus. I didn't read a lot about it. I was just, at the time, I was, I don't know what I was doing. I don't know what prompted me. I'm not sure. But, you know, they have like a sheet, and you have to pick from that sheet. Well, the first one I found was the number 13. Well, my daughter had already picked that out. That was like it's like my lucky number. But my daughter had already picked it out, and she didn't want us to have matching tattoos because we already have. She has this one also on her arm, and then she also has the plane. So she's like, Mom, we cannot have another matching tattoo. So I picked a lotus, and then afterwards, I had that epiphany thing. You know, I started reading, and the lotus grows from the muck and mire of the dirty water to become something beautiful. It's like a rebirth, and I feel like I'm the lotus from the muck and mire and crap of the world that I lived in before I got to where I am today. And kind of like the bow, it blooms, it's a gift, you know. So that's what that one meant. Then my daughter got a tattoo gun last year, maybe. Since then, I have gotten, let's see, I think it might have been the anchor first. She did the anchor, and I got that because my papa had tattoos right here on both of his hands. So I got the anchor. And then, not everyone gets a Halloween tattoo, but I did. I'm going to be careful here. I don't know if you can see it. It's a bumblebee wearing a ghost sheet. He's a booby. It's a booby. Anyway, she did that for Halloween. And then, let me think. We were last May when we were camping for my cousin's birthday weekend. She did let them. I don't know if you've seen the phrases about let them judge you, let them talk about you, let them dislike you, but you do you and live. And that's what that's me. I'm going to just live. Let them do what they're going to do. I can't control what other people say or do. So I'm going to let them do it. And I'm going to live. She did the chili pepper for obvious reasons. My last name really is Pepper. My brother and both of his kids have a form of chili pepper tattoo. My brother's is wearing a sombrero. He's like a cartoon character. Senor Pepper, I think is what it says on it. He's got it's bigger though, you know, and he's got like a face on the pepper. He's wearing a sombrero and stuff. She did that one for me. And Mama tried. That was a separate from the bird. That wasn't part of the bird. I can't even, the Mama tried. That one is significant. If you listen to country music, you know. But, we joke, and when Jamie got married last summer, not this past summer, the year before, and her dad had passed away, so there was no father-daughter dance. She danced with her mom, and they danced to that song. And it was funny because, bless her heart, her mama tried. Her mama tried. I lived with her for a while growing up. She tried. And I used to joke that mine tried, but not hard enough. And now there's a t-shirt that says Mama tried, but Mama tired. Anyway, I got the Mama tried because mine tried, but she didn't try hard enough. And I tried, but I'm tired. And I guess I could have tried harder, but what's done is done, you know. Anyway, there's the tattoo talk. And my Christmas gift talk. And my minimal makeup talk. And what else? I'm having a weird antsy day. I've taken my medication, but I keep sitting here looking at those pink boots, and I've got 2 pairs of pink, like, athletic shoes. They're not anything fancy. They're from Temu. They were like $12 tennis shoes. I've got 2 pairs of pink ones that are like different shades of pink. Then I have a pair that's pink and white houndstooth that I just love, and I don't wear them a lot because I want to get some kind of a pink houndstooth shirt to go with them. Anyway, I have this weird, like, I want to go in my closet and get rid of everything except my pink tennis shoes and pink boots. I've worn pink all week since she gave me those shoes because those boots because I want to wear them. I almost put them on today, and then I decided no, I'll give them a little break and I'll put on tennis shoes today. So I'm wearing pink tennis shoes with my pink shirt and my embroidery shorts. Embroidery shorts, I can show y'all. Y'all know I like to do the upcycle thing. Okay, these jeans, a friend of mine gave me these jeans when she lost some weight. They fit me when she first gave them to me, and then I shrunk out of them. That's what I like to call it, shrinking out of them. And I don't know if you know anything about the brand Magnolia Pearl. I love their clothes. It reminds me of the way my big mama would be dressed when she was out feeding the chickens, or in her kitchen with an apron on over her big faded cotton dress or something like that. And my big daddy coming in from his garage with holes in his jeans and grease on his hands or paint or whatever, from whatever he was working on that day. It reminds me of that. Everything's just soft, soft, soft and worn, and there's embroidery and patchwork and all kinds of fun stuff, but it's very pricey. Very, very pricey. So I don't own a single piece, and I don't know that I would ever, if I won $1 million, I don't think I would go online tomorrow and buy a pair of $600 blue jeans. I'm just sorry. And they don't even fit. They're made oversized, so they don't even fit you. It's not like, oh, they make my butt look so good I had to pay $600 for them. No, it ain't like that. This stuff is big, big, big and baggy, like one size fits all. But I got a little crazy and got back into embroidering, not machine embroidery, hand embroidery, and did myself a pair of jeans. I'm gonna see if I can show these to y'all. They look funny right now because I've got the button moved over to where it kind of fits. But I'm trying to see. Let's see. We've got a little shashiko spot here. That's a Japanese thread art. Got a little bird there that matches my tattoo. This one says Tug Life because we call ourselves with the tattoo the Turn Up Green Gang. Turn Up Green Gang. This is a little patch from the inside. Got some little flowers. What does this one say? Mama tried. I got a sunshine. If you listen to country music and you know Cody Jinks, Raising Hell with the Hippies and the Cowboys. One side says might have been born just plain white trash, and I don't know what the other one says. I can't remember. No, that says white trash. This one says something. It's got my bird. It says gunpowder and lead, and I never promised you a rose garden. Anyway, so you've seen the tattoos, so you know what each of these things means. Anyway, so and just like the way Magnolia Pearl does them, they're big, they're oversized. This is where they used to fit. This is the original buttonhole and the original button, okay? So they got kind of big on me when I lost weight. They got, like, you know, big on me. So instead of fooling with that, I cut a hole over here. I put the original button in this hole, and I had a button here, and then I put another button over here as I lost weight. And They don't zip. I can't zip them up because if I try to zip them up when they're buttoned like this, they stick out really big. But that's one of my upcycle projects that is inspired by Magnolia Pearl. I'm not imitating Magnolia Pearl. I'm not duplicating Magnolia Pearl. It is just inspired by Magnolia Pearl. I don't want to strike against me. Magnolia Pearl, if I had the money, I would buy your real products, but I do not have the money to buy your real products. So please understand that the way you inspire me is, well, duh, an inspiration. You're an inspiration. This is inspired by you. Anyway, okay, I've been on here for like 40 minutes. I have talked about everything under the sun. I was gonna come on here and show y'all, I was gonna work on a Christmas kind of junk journal or glue book. I know I told y'all about this. I don't know where they came from. I think I told y'all. I started getting magazines in the mail like 2 months ago. Don't know where they came from. I don't subscribe to any magazines. They have my name on them, but they're nice, like Real Simple and Southern Living, and I think Vogue maybe. Y'all, do I look like I read Vogue? I don't read the Vogue magazine, but they got some pretty pictures and the perfume samples smell good. So I can show y'all what I started. I had a composition book and I tore out some pretty pages and cut out some pretty pages and I covered it with this. And I put this one on the back. And we have a Christmas postcard that came from our roofing guy. That's what this is here. And then this is the invitation to breakfast with Santa at the sheriff's office. And I just cut out some other things and glued in here. And I want to do more. At first I thought, well, I'm not going to have enough to do a whole book with Christmas. But then I decided, you know what, just because I put Christmas on the cover doesn't mean it just has to be Christmas. I can do other things too. But then as I was going through magazines and realized that a lot of the November issues had Christmas stuff, like, oh, look how pretty that is. I'm gonna put that in there. And look at these peppermint cheesecake brownies. I'm gonna put that in there. And I found this. Look at the pretty spode Christmas china. I might be a nerd. I might be a nerd. I might be a nerd. And the Christmas tree. So I was going to work on that with y'all and do a video. Then I realized I was out of glue sticks. No glue sticks left. Not a single glue stick to be found. I'm sorry, I have to keep adjusting. This ring light that I have has a bracket in the middle of the ring that's got like the articulated little arm. And it's like a ball joint where that arm is attached to the bracket inside the ring. And I can't get it tight. I can't position it and get it tightened enough to not sag down, if that makes any sense. I'm gonna get it though. I am gonna do it. And you know what else? One of the first things I'm gonna do when I get monetized is invest in better equipment. And if I have to hire somebody, if I have not learned how to do things on my computer and edit videos, by golly, I'm gonna hire somebody to teach me, because y'all invest your time, listen to me ramble and talk about life and all the crazy things. You deserve better than what I'm able to do right now, because I don't know things. So that's going to be one of my first things that I do. I want to make a big donation to one of the foundations that supports children in foster care. I want to make a donation to the foundation that sponsors the retreat for CSA victims that I went to. I want to give back to them. And I'm going to buy good equipment. Like my tripod, if I try to stand it up too tall, it tips over. Now, tall is like this tall. It's too tall. This tall is too tall. It tips over. It's heavy and tips over. Anyway, I didn't have any glue to do my glue book. And then I remembered that I have some adhesive, you know, those rolls of double-sided tape. But then I decided I would just come in here and talk. I know I've seen several content creators that have been given a kind of an end of the year, I'll see you in 2025 message. I thought about doing something like that, but I don't think I can stay away from here that long. This interaction, is so important to me. Y'all lift me up. I looked this morning, I'm at 249 subscribers, and y'all, in my life, I don't know if I've ever talked to 249 different people. And most of those were people who had to listen to me because they didn't have a choice. But y'all choose to listen to me and interact with me, and you have no idea what that means. I'm not able to work outside the home. Working from the home, you know, you have limited options when you work from home. So I don't really work from home. Shannon gets up and goes to work every day and gets home about 5 maybe. His son is living with us right now, staying with us, not living with us. I call it staying. There's a difference. He's staying with us. He ain't living here because he's moving out. He's staying with us right now. But he's gone all day. My oldest daughter works overnight, so she sleeps during the day, and she's 2 hours away. My son is 2 hours away. My youngest daughter is 2 hours away. They work during the day. So my days are very, very, very quiet, and I feel like y'all have filled that spot, and I appreciate you, each and every one of you, more than you know. I really do. I feel so bad. I see Nemo 504 do shout outs and he's naming off everybody. I can't remember. And I write down your channel name, but I don't remember real names for everybody. I remember Tide because TODD at Mind Games. And I know now that Matthew is Nemo 504's real name. Yeah, so I know Katie's name, I know Vidia's name, I know Monique's name, because I watch y'all every day, or at least every day you upload something. I know y'all's names. I know Erin from Hey Everybody. I know her name. And Nikki from the Planner Diva. So some of y'all's names I know. Misty from Planning with Misty. Christy from La Tornado. I know some of y'all's names, but I just want y'all to know that I appreciate y'all. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you'll sit and listen to me ramble about nothing, because y'all, it seems like I didn't talk about anything real important today, but I also feel like I have a load off my chest. So I'm not sure exactly what that meant. Maybe I felt like I needed to be more open about some personal things. I don't know. But that's it. Man, we on 48 minutes, y'all. I'm gonna get off of here. I know y'all got things to do. Nobody wants to listen to me all day long like that. But I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. And I just want to share a little bit of my life with you. So today you learned about my favorite color is obviously pink. You know that I have this wild, crazy hair to go get rid of all my shoes except my pink boots and pink tennis shoes. But I really can't do that. Not yet. I have a lot of pink clothes, but I don't have enough pink clothes to only wear pink shoes. You know what I mean? You know about my tattoos and what they mean. The airplane that people ask about. That's it, I think. So we talked about that today. I'm still waiting for the mailman to bring my new planner wallet in one thing. It's a small 6-ring planner that snaps closed, and then the other side, like the back cover of it, unzips, and it's a wallet inside there. Waiting for that to come. It's supposed to be here today. We shall see. I have not wrapped gifts yet. I have not cut out my stockings yet. I thank God I only have to do 2 of them. But I wanted to do that on a video, but I can't figure out how I can get things set up to do that. So I might just show y'all, do a clip of the quilt before I start, and then a little video clip of the finished product. Every time I see a light reflection, I look out to see if that's the mailman. Now, my mailman does not come here until about 4 in the evening. It's 10:30 in the morning, but you know I'm looking because I want my little thing. I don't want to decorate. Now, I want to decorate for January in my planners and my journals, but I don't want to do any of it until I get that and decide if that's going to be my main thing for the year. Because I want my main thing for the year to be the prettiest one. Does that make sense? I'm a child. I'm such a child. But that's because the greatest trauma in my life occurred at an age before I can even remember. And so I'm still stuck, like, at that maturity level sometimes. I've been working really hard to get past that, to grow past that. I pray a lot. I journal a lot. I read a whole lot. I've been in and out of therapy for, oh my God, 45 years. It's a long time. I've been in and out of therapy now for 45 years. It's not a bad thing. I think everybody could use a little therapy. But I've learned finally about how trauma affects the brain and the lasting effects of it and stuff like that. And I hope that I'm able to use my experience to help other people recover and make the transition from being a victim to being a survivor. And I hope that I can educate people to prevent that kind of abuse occurring to other people. I think it's ridiculous that you can't even say the words on here. I have to say CSA. That's not just so I don't trigger other people. It's because YouTube doesn't allow it. I've been watching all these things about the charges against, I don't even want to say his name because I don't want to give him that much recognition or dignity, but the celebrity right now who's facing a lot of charges, they can't even read what the charges are on here because it's so censored. You know what? There are victims who deserve to be able to call it what it is. I'm sorry, I'm getting on another tangent. Anyway, I'm gonna speak until I die so that victims are not shamed. Families don't keep family secrets. In hopes that one day no one has to go through what I and so many others have gone through. God, we got deep fast. Okay, I'm getting off of here, y'all, because I have things I got to do. And y'all have been here with me for an hour. And if you did that the whole time, if you survived this, you can survive anything. You can survive Christmas with your in-laws, with the dried up dressing and the dried up turkey or the half-cooked turkey. You can survive the bad green bean casserole. You can survive the runny pies and the dry cake. If you can survive this hour with me, you can survive anything. That's it. That's what I'm going to tell y'all. Y'all go have a good day and go bless somebody. Go bless somebody. It'll make you feel so good. I love y'all. Bye.